quick stand up this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. Subod is has a little stomach bug, and Marty, I don't know what Marty has, but Marty's also out. Well, does anyone want to lead us outside of me?
Can do the honors if it's okay.
Yeah, all right, Devik. Yes, please.
So, happy Wednesday, everyone. On Wednesday, we talk about what we have already accomplished so far, what we are currently working on, and if we have any bugs, now is the best time to share. And we'll start in alphabetical order, and the first one is Alp.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's really good to see you guys after a really long time. Um, so I have the main blocker at the moment for me is not being able to use other LLMs with the replications. Besides that, we did a meeting with Avi today, and I was checking the human baseline related tickets in on GitHub. Thank you very much, Pablo. I miss you guys as well. Um, I find a couple of tickets that I can start working on immediately, which and they're exciting as well. Do I share my screen for the tickets?
Yeah, you
Yes,
could. You could
no.
show us.
Yeah. So there are a couple of interesting tickets. Okay. So first of all, I found there you are. This is a really interesting ticket, and I would really like to start working on this. As you guys might remember, like couple of months ago, there was this huge thing about, top scientists from psychology, economics, producing fraudulent research, and I'd really like to find discrete choice experiments on these said experiments and run them with our systems and see what we can find about it and if we can somehow with our method also find come with a conclusion that these might be fraudulent. Um, Other thing, I don't know if this is a priority at the moment, but there was this ticket of making the transcription pipeline automatic. This was also an idea of mine, back in the day as well. I would really like to do a technical session with the team and, start working on how we can implement this. Um, so Spode updated me that the LLMs will start working tomorrow, and then I can start working on my main goal, which is creating this leaderboard kind of thing for different LLMs to see how well they achieve on different topics such as economics, health, politics, etc. And one other question to Tatawik. So um, there's this. Let me share the baseline spreadsheet. There are experiments with effect coding. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Can I use the system to replicate effect coded experiments right now? Because these are throwing errors directly if I try to do them. That's my one of the minor blockers in terms of the replications. So yes.
It cause errors in the calculations.
Yes, exactly. Because these have no baseline levels. These have like all of the levels are sum up to the zero in terms of their relative importance.
Mm.
Yeah.
We
But
can
I yeah, sorry.
maybe we can discuss with support. Maybe there's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a we should
Okay.
have two methods of
Okay.
calculations.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have like bunch of experiments that we that use effect coding in
Mhm.
their methods. So it would be really nice if we can start replicating those as well. Um, yeah, these are the updates from my side. and I'm passing it to alphabetical order, Avi.
I have been working on recruiting for kind of operational and biz dev folks. We've had some success there. We're probably closing the DevOps and front end recruiting processes. If you guys know anyone, like you need to get them in like today. We're going to be sending out the last offers, I think, on Friday for kind of biz dev and marketing. It's been really just like back-to-back interviews. I'm trying to focus not on people who just are interested in working in AI or working at a startup, but people who really understand behavioral science, research, market research, policy research, and folks with really kind of strong pedigrees. So people that just kind of want to work, I'm kind of filtering them out pretty quickly. I'd like to not be the first set of interviews because it's kind of unsustainable for me. So I'd like, Sarah, thank you for stepping up with the recruiting. Pablo, also thank you for helping with that. Madi, thank you for doing the second rounds, and I'd say thank you to Zach and Bonnie for doing all the like HR admin stuff. Also, that's really all I've been doing. I've been working on 100-day plans for folks to who come in to get started. Working on closing a couple of our existing customers, giving demos. Pablo, again, thank you for scheduling the demos. I think those are going really well. We're giving the demos in test, just so folks know. I don't think test is ready to move to prod. There's still a bunch of kind of like silly errors, like just silly quality of life errors. So we're gonna bring back some folks on the UI who can really help kind of get the UI smooth. Like for example, the pending card doesn't stop. It just says, "Oh, the experiment's pending," and then it just runs forever. And then people sit there and wait for a half an hour for their experiment to finish. It's like all these like silly things that just have been broken forever. I tried fixing the DNS server to get HubSpot pages up. I ended up breaking the website. Sorry, I reverted. I should not be the one doing those kinds of things. We have a meeting with Fern and with GitHub and with Amazon. We're bringing on another DevOps team to help migrate some services to AWS, to use our AWS credits. As a reminder, guys, we have about $250,000 of credits across GCP and Google that are more or less expiring in, 6 months, I want to say. So I want to echo what Alp said. It's really important that we get the additional LLM endpoints up and running so that we can rerun the human baselines against those models, so that we can build our benchmarks, so we can build our leaderboard, and so that we can use our credits. I'm trying to set up channel partnerships. That's a little bit tricky, but effectively we're trying to provide like a benefit to different VCs, banks, service providers by saying, look, if you're a member of Microsoft for Startups, you can get access to Subconscious for a discount. Those are the big initiatives. And then also, I was on a podcast. It was published yesterday. Let's try to, Sarah, if we could take that and like chop up some, create a bunch of 60-second or 30-second clips, get those on the socials, get them on a schedule. We haven't posted on LinkedIn in like months. I really want to get that going. I don't want to wait for the new social media folks to start. If we could do that ourselves, that would be really lovely. Yeah, and that's it. That's what I've been up to.
And next is Hadi.
Hello everyone. So Before I give my updates for the errors I mentioned for the test, it's result in the def. You just need to push it. We get update for the. We don't have duplicate course. We don't have like pending course forever. As soon as we get the notification, it automatically fetch the data, so it's not pending. And also we don't need for that refresh button anymore. Uh, yeah, and also back Pablo mentioned receiving notification 2 times at the same time it started and ending. I was checking today at the test. I couldn't replicate that. Um, Yeah, and for the analytics, I think the experiment crash doesn't have any data to show. Specific that might be the issue. We should fix the notification to not have a link for broken experiments. And also today, I fixed the input field and letting the user to write more context for a dependent variable.
Nice work, Khan.
And today we'll be working on Ada mentioned some errors on the UI. Today I will be working on that. Yeah, that's from my side. Next is Harris.
Harris, you there?
Hello, yeah, I'm here. Um, no, I'm not in condition now. My voice is not good.
Harris had throat surgery on Saturday. Harris, if you're not 100%, don't come in, right? Just get to 100, get healthy. Your health is more important. So get to 100% and then come back.
Thank you.
Yeah, feel better.
Thank you.
So we can go to Mohawk next.
Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. So, I've been working on population definition, integrating those forms, but we also asked me to add the download CSV function for the PYG worker. So, I was working along with Madi yesterday. The thing is, PYG worker doesn't provide the down file management exactly. So, for that, we need to add another extra endpoint in that PYG worker for download options. So, Marty asked me to get that thing running
Whoa,
on
whoa, whoa, whoa,
local
whoa, whoa,
and
whoa. No, no.
okay,
Why do you need an
no,
extra endpoint?
to provide the download CSV.
Okay.
So
When
not in Riobom, it's in PYG Walker. That's another.
PYG Walker needs a new endpoint,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It was if
Okay.
it was easy, I would say do it, but don't. It was just a nice to have. I can get it. I can
Okay.
get it from 5 other places. It's fine. I th-
Okay.
I
Okay.
just
Sure.
I thought there was just something obvious I was missing. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So I'll continue with the integrating the population branch in it
yeah.
and drop that.
Get that finished.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually two. There's a product I want to show. Maybe I'll show it at the demo. There's a company called the AI Scientist, whereby you load up a bunch of data and some definitions of your experiment, and it like writes a paper. I don't know if it's any good. It's got a lot of press over the last couple of days. It's open source on GitHub. I posted the link in the Get Smart chat channel. Um, that I wonder if we can use that or use any components there. It's open source, Apache 2, nice license.
Okay.
So that might be something for us to investigate. Only if
Can you
we
share the link?
yeah. It's in the public at Smart channel under the AI scientist.
Okay, sure. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. And next is Pablo.
Thank you, Tatavik. Busy having a lot of demos, which is really, really good. And I remember when we started, we had to struggle to find one per week and then 2 per week, 3 per week. Now, I mean, today I have 3. Yesterday I had 4 per day. So we're building on that muscle, and I have to give a special shout out again to obviously Avi for always attending and being the subject matter expert that he is. A shout out to Sarah for, despite her many projects all over the place, she always makes sure that she hits her number in maximizing her LinkedIn outreach. So critical, so important. And the many people in our network and fans of what we're building. So we also started an ambassador campaign with Connor, where we are ingesting leads that he's sharing. First one actually was with, I believe it was cars.com. So we're linking that together. Everything is automated. It's going on HubSpot, and we're ingesting that. The growth team is ingesting that to pursue further. We also are in the final stages of launching our B-side program. As part of that, we're also launching our onboarding experience. So that's really exciting. And as you can see with bside.io, we have Matt Waller and that organization already marketing on our behalf. So posting content about their cohort, about our partnership, and we should do the same. We also finished a fintech case study, which we should probably be publishing in our socials. Thanks to Sarah, who's been extremely helpful in getting that through and meeting and wrangling the founder, which is difficult, and getting the input that we need to get that across the finish line. So that is in good order. We have tons and tons of content around that case study, including testimonials. So that was a big win. We also special thanks and a shout out to Sarah, because she's actually the one, not me, who's been leading the efforts on the recruitment end. So I'll be meeting with her later on today to get the BD recruiting engine going faster, but I know she's putting a lot of work and effort on that. We got a verbal confirmation. We closed a deal, waiting paperwork or signing or executing the transaction on Monday. It's been verbally confirmed by the founder. So that is official. We also are starting just testing out, but a consulting channel where, we invest in consultants. They, have to obviously give, but investing in them by giving them free access to the platform for a period of time. And then becoming really acquainted and leveraging the platform to get really sticky with the platform. And then after a month's time, they continue on, but as subconscious consultants. So it's just something that we're playing around with. We will see what the results are. But we're going from there. And we have people like marketing executives and people that are pretty high up at Amazon, AWS, who are now consultants that are going to be joining that program. So really exciting. We just got to keep pushing.
By the way, Accenture reached out this morning for a trial. A buddy from the U Chicago program.
What's the next step?
I emailed him to schedule a meeting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. That sounds great. We also have Priceline. Just everyone know cars.com, and we also have Priceline, in the mix. That seems Priceline, by the way, is something Connor is leading, but he's keeping me apprised, and we're gonna, put our best foot forward to help him and get this across. So really, really big brands, guys. Huge companies coming in.
Amazing. Thank you, Pablo. This week, or my to-do list right now is I'm gonna help Avi probably onboard Atash and Rupesh. We have the podcast I have to download and cut up so that we can post it and use it as content. I had interviewed the last social media candidate, and so we will decide this week and get those offers out. Biz dev, I'm aligning with Pablo today. I went through like the 120 people that applied, and like found the top 10 and like top 5. So I'm gonna get his feedback on those. And outreach, like just make sure to hit my quota for this week with that on LinkedIn, and that's my update.
Nice work, Sarah.
Suhani is next.
Everyone. This week, I was able to generate beta values for the Hayne-Mueller dataset, and I'm starting to work on the Spearman R calculation for human-to-human replications to understand what a bioequivalent Spearman R looks like. Yeah.
Why is that taking so long? That's been a couple of weeks. What's kind of blocking there? Last time we did that exercise, we did it pretty rapidly. Is there something I can do to help?
The data that we had was in long form and it had to be converted to wide form. So that's why it was taking so much time. So we were finally able to figure out how to properly convert it and get to work.
But that's not a time-consuming activity. Or that shouldn't be a time-consuming activity.
It was something specific to the libraries that we were using. So
Is there okay? So it was converting the Hayne-Mueller data.
yes.
Got
Yes.
it. And you were converting the Hayne-Mueller data into the same format that our data's in.
Yes.
And now that we have that, can you use our Spearman R calculation function?
Yes, I think we can. We'll try working on it.
Okay, if you need help, reach out. I wanna help with that because now that Alp has, whatever, 100 experiments run with the Spearman R, I think we have an average Spearman R. He said of 55%. Higher, lower. What is it now, Alp?
Let me check again. It
I
was
thought it was about 55.
just give me a second.
But we want to know what what we're comparing to. Also, with that 55, let's check.
It's 47 at the moment.
What?
Yeah.
That's actually lower than our core 1.
No, our core 1 sits at 42.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Still, it'll be it's important to know what the human equivalent is.
We'll get to work on that.
Okay. Alp, if you want to help her, just to make sure that's, or Tatevik as well.
Okay.
Because that's going to be an important benchmark for us. And then Alp, with the 47% Spearman R, I assume you have a Pareto distribution where, most of the R squareds are in the 60s, 70s, and then, you have 10% of them that are like negative. For the
Yes.
for the extremely poor performers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any ideas on what's causing that poor performance?
Interesting. I was looking into that today. Um, let me sort the. Just a second.
We don't have to answer now, but it's something I'm
Okay.
curious about. Just
Okay. Let me dive deep into that, and I'll come up with an answer. Yeah.
okay, great.
I don't want to give a hasty answer right now.
Okay, sweet. Nice work, Suhani. Nice work, Al.
If I understand correctly, does that mean that version 2 is 12% more effective or accurate? Is that correct?
More human.
More
More
human.
human. Awesome.
Close to the,
Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
This is me. Talking about Core 2.0, I noticed there were some posts in the panic button, and most of them, if not all, concerned the analytics. So there was this some issue connected with the price attribute I have overlooked. So that is fixed and pushed into dev. Yesterday, thanks to Madi, we also pushed it into test. So if there isn't any further error, hopefully it's nothing to do with the analytics part. Other than that, I had a quick chat with Subodh yesterday. So there is a big thing coming. Besides price, we're going to have multiple continuous variables like distance and time. I don't have the data for that currently, but I know like what to expect, so I can start working on the code without waiting for the data. So
And this is
there are.
the idea that in order to make our experiments more realistic, not only are we pulling prices from the real world, we're also pulling, distance and time when relevant, like distance and time and I think brands, but brands are not continuous. And then we're going to model those continuous variables the same way we model price. So we'll be able to do not just price elasticity, but distance elasticity and time elasticity, and include them in the segmentation. That's exciting. I can't express enough how, like, what a big breakthrough the reliability of our price estimates are. I'm really impressed every time I do a demo in tests that the willingness to pay features for all the functions really seem quite reliable. And as far as I know, we're the first folks in the world that can do that. Maybe that's something to publish on. Suhani, Alp, Tatevik. I would like to get us into the habit of writing papers, every quarter. But I feel like that's potentially quite a breakthrough. And so Tatevik leaning into that breakthrough and replicating it on all the other continuous variables is quite sober. Nice.
with Core 2.0, like we changed the whole methodology of willingness to pay, so we can publish something. It will be very exciting. That's on my part. And do we have any demos?
I guess Avi was gonna demo a product, maybe.
Yeah, but that's not like a real demo. I can. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this.
I have a question that we can propose after that I can.
So here's one. Here's one thing. It's our. I'll put this link in the chat for Discord. Hold on. This is a podcast that I was on the other day. The first half is super dry. The second half is quite a bit more exciting. I would recommend, but I don't know if that is a solution either. I would recommend everyone watch the second half at least. It's a good conversation. The other thing I wanted to demo, I don't know if it's a demo, but this is the thing I was talking to Alp about. Hold on. There's this paper here. Uh-oh, just kidding. Hold on. Sorry, 1 second. Here's a paper. Oh, come on. What is going on? Okay, 3rd time's a charm. I will post this in the chat. Please, guys, read this paper. It's posted in the Get Smart channel. These guys have this fully automated scientific discovery model. And when we look here, this process of idea generation, experiment, iteration, and then effectively analytics is quite similar to our process, right? We're ideating, planning. We don't do the novelty checking, but we then design the experiment. We then run the experiment. We do some analytics, and then here they do a write-up, which we do some explanation, and then we go back and run a new experiment. So we kind of do the same thing or something similar, except we are exclusively focused on causal experiments where the dependent variable is a human behavior, because I feel like that's what we can reliably run an experiment on. I don't believe LLMs can reliably run experiments on the natural world. Anyway, the important thing, this paper is getting a lot of traction. It's getting a lot of criticism. And the most important thing about it, in my opinion, is that it's open source with an Apache 2 license, which means we can commercialize and use if we want. So I'd love for us to kind of demo this capability on our data if we can.
If
and
AI
there's this
learns
really nice video by one of my favorite YouTubers, which I will also put in the chat. The Get Smart channel is in under public. All right.
Hold up, Avi. So who are you asking this to do this, and what exactly? I just want to make sure that we hit the mark. Is it the whole team? Is it the dev team? What's the?
I'm asking. I guess it's Alp. I guess to go through and see if it works for us. Or I don't know. Anyone who wants to run it. It's up to you guys. But it's Tativik if you want to take a look at it. But
it's a way to elevate our game. Yeah.
Well, it's something we can experiment with, because the part that we don't have is the generation of a paper. Like, we run the experiments, we do the analysis, we find the conclusions, but then we don't actually write a paper. I don't know if it's ethical to write a paper, to use an AI to fully write a paper. I'm concerned that there's so many scientific papers of low quality anyway. Like, we have this idea of the dead internet theory, which is that most of the content on the internet is more than 50% of the content is written by bots, and therefore the internet is just effectively bots and manipulation. And I think it would be kind of a travesty for the scientific research process to be flooded with bots. I don't want the dead science theory to be a thing.
What if we write it and call it something else? I mean, we have the ability to coin a different term. Yeah.
I mean, it's a hypothesis. We're generating hypotheses.
Right.
We're not generating
Yeah.
knowledge. Maybe we are. I don't know. That's a good idea, actually, Pablo. Yeah.
All right, we can control that narrative. We could be the first to do it, and then others would follow. That'd be cool.
I mean, I would love to. We could use our system to like validate economics, sociology, and psychology papers, and like potentially flag fraud. I just don't want to contribute to the noise, but that's also a non-economic avenue for us, and I don't know that we have the luxury of pursuing that too strongly at this point. Like, no one's going to pay us to fix science, to fix psychology, where 70% of papers don't reproduce already.
Does it instill trust? Does it build trust? Would a commercial, client see this and say, more trust? I could see value there, right? Like, I guess I'll defer to Alp. If he thinks, because that's his Alp and Tatovic, you guys are the geniuses behind that around trust. But if it builds trust, then it could be of value, right? If because that can translate to economic value and revenue. But those are my 2 cents.
Definitely
It's a really cool idea.
It is. Yeah.
I have a question. First of all, thank you, engineering, as well. You guys know I've been trying to bring down the ship when it comes to the test environment on purpose. And, everyone, especially Tatovic, Hadi, Madi, have received all of the input with such grace and engagement. And also, everyone, and I did want to mention this, everyone quickly responds and says, not only I'm in it, but they also indicate that it's been fixed or will be fixed, and provide an ETA, which is awesome. The question that I have, team, is the fixes are happening in the dev environment for demo purposes going forward. What environment should I test, right? What I care about, what is the ultimate priority for me, is stability. If I'm in a demo and there are bugs coming out, it kills. It literally, I have to pull and do a lot of work to bring it back. You know what I mean? From a client perspective. And so I'm curious to get your thoughts as to where should I be doing demoing? Should I wait until you release the latest version of dev with all of the fixes that I've brought up on the test environment to the test environment? Should I just go to dev? Because I know production is also finicky. So just curious.
I suggest you try dev because dev has latest changes for bug fixes.
Yeah.
But dev is sometimes a little
Yeah,
less
dev would be.
stable.
I think the test also will be the same. Try to put any issue if there is, and put it in panic button channel. Well, I
Thank you.
suggest
Thank you, Hadi.
dev and test might be the same. Yeah.
So if what I'm hearing correctly, Hadi, is that the changes and the updates that when Tatovic, she's super fast. She's like, okay, this has been fixed, right? Like this error, this bug, etc. Are you saying that the fixes that were done in dev have now been released to test, so that I can use test and have those already overcome? Or
Yeah, we released to test yesterday, but those are my changes. So that's void camp and rehoboam. Everything else, I don't know if they are up to date with test.
got it. Okay. So continue with test. That's fine. That's a great answer. And I'll test that as well. And then if it meets the the criteria, okay, it's stable, then release to production. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, guys. Yeah, this is good. This is very good.
Great. Do we have any other demos? Okay. Does anyone have any final questions, thoughts, ideas you want to share?
I'd like to ask folks to help with the socials, help with the promotion. We're starting to do, we really want to build a lot of awareness now that we have stability, now that we have users, now that we have, kind of everything we need to onboard successfully. So Sarah's going to be helping with that. If you see us post something on the socials, like, repost it, retweet it, add your thoughts, comment, like, all that stuff. Also, as you're working, over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be seeing a lot of new faces. Please try to pair up with them, with the new folks, and work in pair sessions for a lot of the cognitively expensive tasks. I'm going to be meeting with this group to come up with 100-day plans. So please, let's try to be, as a remote team, it's frustrating. Like, a remote team needs to spend 30% more time on communication, which is a lot. Although it's better than spending that extra time commuting. So I'd like to ask that we take an extra special effort to, like, stay in the channel, stay in the Discord, stay online, and also really try to reach out and ramp up the new people. Also, we have a boomerang coming back. Tushar went back to school last year, and now he's graduating, and he has to come back. So if there's any objections, he'll be coming back and rejoining us shortly. It's always nice to have folks that are interns that go to school and come back. So that's, I think, a nice thing. And yeah, and really nice work, everyone. I'm really feeling energized this spooky season. Oh, and if anyone wants to be on the investor updates and company updates, let me know also, so I can add you guys. We should probably send those internally anyway. That's what I got. Happy Wednesday.
I think we can wrap up, go back to working, and we'll meet during the next meetings.